All righty. Well, why don't we go ahead and get ourselves started? Thanks for joining us today, 1 Million Cup Seattle. And we've got a small but mighty crew here today, and hopefully we'll see some more of our friends next week. So make sure you've got your beverages, bookmarked our link tree, and that you've got, you're following us on social. You all know about the link tree, so I'm just going to keep going. So, here we're all about sharing ideas, offering help, asking for help, building community. It's so fun to see folks come back week after week, or, dip in and out of the community and hear your updates. And so that was really fun to be able to hear everyone's updates today. So thank you for sharing. And it's really just about how do we support each other, right? And sometimes it's that motivation and support to just keep going, and know that, like, hey, there's somebody else out there who is interested in what I'm doing and cares about whether or not I succeed or not. So, we're always about presentations and not pitches, connecting and not networking. We're for the community, by the community, and radically and intentionally inclusive. And I would say that we're doing a lot of contemplation as an organizing team and how we can continue to provide this community with what it needs, and hopefully reach new folks, because we've all seen value in this community, and we would love to figure out how to reach new folks across different communities in the broader kind of Seattle, Puget Sound area. So if anybody has ideas, we'd really welcome that. We know that there are a lot of communities in need in our area who could really benefit from having this like virtual experience. And so if you have ideas, please reach out. We are part of a whole community of 1 Million Cups chapters with tons of attendees and all volunteer led. And but we are only one of 2 communities here in Washington State. So we draw folks from kind of all over Washington. And we seek education, presentations, and connections. Thank you to some of our community sponsors, Method Customization and McLaughlin Method, for sponsoring some of our software to run some of our communications and keeping people informed about what we're doing. And this is our community of volunteers, and we're always looking for more support. If you didn't know this, the 1MCHQ recommends 7 to 10 volunteer organizers to help keep a chapter running. And that there's also the recommendation that an organizer only stays on for about 12 to 18 months. And there's a few folks on there, including myself, who've been around for a lot longer than that. So, we could definitely use more support. And there's lots of ways to get involved, whether you have a very specific skill to help with a specific task, even if all you did was help host a 1 Million Cups kind of on a rotation. But if you're also really enjoying this community and want to help us kind of design the future of 1MC Seattle, please reach out. You can email us at seattle@1millioncups.com. And so you can expect, we already had some coffee and conversation. We've then got our 6-minute entrepreneur presentation and 20 minutes of Q&A afterwards, which I think is also going to have a demonstration, which is going to be very exciting. And then we'll do some more connecting via breakout rooms. So just a reminder about being a supportive listener: limit your distractions however you can, and focus on kind of what stands out, or what do you want to learn more about? Where could you share some of your expertise? And, rather than using shoulds, we ask questions starting with what or have you thought about? And yeah, this is a great opportunity to also think about, by seeing someone else's success, we can see our own opportunities. And also by seeing somebody else's opportunities, we can see our own successes and strengths and how we can share that back with the presenter for today. So without further ado, I will stop sharing and we'll have Trong join us here. And you can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, we'll turn on my speaker first.
Yep, we can hear you.
And share, and then see this. Okay, you see it okay? Okay, yep. So we're good. So I got 6 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay, start now.
Take it away.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Trong Nguyen. I'm from Sacramento. I'm the founder of a little company, small companies, Homebrewer Lab, and we specialize in pressure fermentation of small batch in beer. And in this process of working on pressure fermentation, we discovered a way that we can do really something really cool with champagne. And the problem with let me see how to explain. Okay, the problem with champagne is that, you know, people love champagne for the fizz and the taste of it, but there's really no good way to keep an uncorked bottle of champagne stay good for longer. So because of that, people don't drink so much champagne because they don't like flask champagne and they don't like to buy flask champagne in restaurants. And luxury hotel and business and so on waste a lot of premium champagne if they don't move them fast enough. So we use our knowledge in beer fermentation, and we invent a really cool way to harness the natural CO2 gas pressure inside a bottle of champagne to pour without losing the fizz in the glass and the CO2 gas in the bottle. So no more flash champagne anymore, naturally. So the benefit, of course, is having a solution like ours is that you can uncork a bottle of champagne, enjoy as much as you can today, and then more later, you can not upside benefit is that you can pour a champagne without having to remove the cap. And in the process of pouring, you don't lose the second air in the bottle or lose CO2 gas from your bottle. And as such, you can enjoy a glass of champagne anytime. People that sell champagne by the glass can sell more, and luxury hotels and so on would save a lot of having to waste champagne. So the secret sauce for our technology is a special cap to go on top of the champagne bottle and a compact progressive flow reducer. Because if you want to use the pressure of CO2 gas to put the champagne out, it goes very fast through a small hole. And if it goes too fast in the glass, it loses on the carbonation, the fizz in the glass. So we have to slow it down. It's just like when you try to pour a glass of champagne, you try to pour on the side of the glass. So how do we stack up against the competition out there in the world for uncorked champagne bottles? Currently there are three groups. If you consider what out is existing right now, the one is the garden variety of champagne stock that most of us have in our kitchen. That's how we, try to keep the champagne stay fizzy, fresh for longer. And just this month, Corvin, a 600-pound gorilla in this business that's really good in wine, introduced a sparkling system that basically they sell for $400 and involve a little cap that look kind of like a security camera you put on top of your champagne bottle, and then you pressurize with a special pressurizer, and then you put it away. I have a unit here so I can show you, demonstrate how it works. For us though, our system is very simple. All naturals we sell for $30. To put on top of the champagne bottle, we use the natural pressure of the CO2 gas to do the job. We don't have to inject anything. And for the market potential for this in the United States, the champagne business is about 7 billion, globally about 25 billions. Nobody knows how much the gadgets related to champagne and sparkling wine is, and people suggest that I should use 1%. That turned out to be in the US about 70 millions, and we feel after talking to a lot of people that we can, for the first year in business of selling this product, we can do around 1 million, and hopefully with about 20% annual increase. So for the market segment, we have three. One of the consumer segment was mostly female and mature audience. For the second one is the trade groups, restaurants, wineries, champagne makers, and luxury services. And the third group in the retailers, general merchandise stores, they target Walmart and Sulata, kitchen stores, Williams-Sonoma, and so on and so forth. So our business model is really straight, simple. We make the products, out the door for about $6. We sell for $30, and our wholesale units about $20, and go down from there if you buy more. Our 2002 go-to-market plan had this forecast that we can do roughly about $1 million in gross profit, sell to direct-to-consumer retailers and the international market. For traction, right now we ready to go. We got all the products to go, and we trying to launch a Kickstarter campaign, which will happen in early next year, and we spend the next couple of months build up the awareness of that. And our vision is no more flash champagne naturally. We try to do a plan to launch markets and to go to market and do the Kickstarter campaign, grow the team. And this is our founders. I'm the guy that everything. My wife is my co-founder, and I have Daryl Cordy, is a well-known food and wine person to be our advisor. And then it's more information on this thing to have video about how I think what other people work. So what we want to ask to do the presentation to share what we have. So hopefully you can be an early adapter and supporter. We're not asking for any money, but we want just to share what we got. And thank you very much. So I'm ready to do the fun part. This part I love. So now how do I get back to the...
Well, great job, Trong. Thank you so much for that awesome presentation. I know we've already got a couple of hands up, and I know I've written down several little questions for myself. So we'll start with some Q&A, and then let the kind of demonstration part kind of come naturally out of that.
Yeah, sure.
So Sarah, you've got kind of our first question for Trong.
Yes.
So the first thing I was going to say is how much I love this product. This is so cool. I would definitely buy one off your Kickstarter, because I've tried all sorts of things to not, because I don't drink very much. I drink very occasionally, like, you know, and I literally have one glass of champagne at an occasion, and then I've got like all this champagne left over. So I will definitely use this. So that was the first thing, because I was so excited to see it. But then I wanted to ask you, you're talking about doing a Kickstarter, and I wondered if you'd had any experience about that, or if you're getting any support with that, because I do know that they can be quite involved, you know, producing video content and all the rest of it.
Right. Well, thank you for that. The question. That's what basically I spent a lot of time thinking about how to do that. First of all, I never done a Kickstarter before myself. I actually backed many projects and involved in a project some 10 years ago with a group in San Francisco that was successfully. But right now, what they're trying to do, create the awareness. We feel that, or maybe people told me that Kickstarter, like you throw a big party, but you have to bring the audience, the people to the party, and the effort is how people come. The party is the product, so you have to bring the people to the product. The Kickstarter is just a platform so that people can enjoy the party. So that is the key thing. Fortunate for us, you know, this product is relatively simple and straightforward, and people can gravitate for it easily, fairly easy to understand. There isn't anything like that on the market right now, which I show. So I have somebody startup group in Sacramento, in Oakland, California, helping me getting out and
great.
show to people. So I take classes almost every week, consume class, have to do that. And most fun part is go talk to people, because imagine doing this virtual now, but if I go to a restaurant, to a party or trade group, and set a table with champagne and I have people pour and sell drinks themselves, next thing I know, I have a party and everybody loves this stuff. So, and then I say, well, if you want to buy your way for Kickstarter, and I have a restaurant and retailer, they want to buy this product now, but they say you have to buy it during the Kickstarter campaign. I have actually people in Oakland, in Australia, in New Zealand, you know, Europe, Norway, that they want to buy this thing right now. And yes.
Well, I was going to say, I've got one more thing I want to say, and then I'll jump off to other people whilst their questions. I do have a lot of contacts in the UK in the hospitality interest. I've got a friend who runs a private membership club in London. So if you want a connection there, I'll put my email in the chat. So email me and I'll hook you up with him and tell him what you're up to.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you
you're
very much for that. But
awesome.
Somebody need to ask for a demonstration soon, right?
So Tiara, you got a question.
Yes, I'm super excited for the demonstration, but my question is about you mentioned bringing awareness to it. So like, what's your marketing plan? My experience is I mentioned to you, I sold a lot of Corvins. And so we would we do demos like you're talking about, and mainly at Costco.
Yeah.
And that's like a $400, $500 product. And just the demo alone was able to sell lots of product. So I'm wondering if you have that in your marketing plan, going to different stores and demoing it.
Right now, yes, we like to go to the store. I have order for right now to coming in about 45 days of 5,000 of these units just to see how they work. And we already pay for the mold and all the tooling and so on and so forth. And really, we only can do so much the first year. And I think that, I'm glad to hear that you're gonna able to sell a lot of sell for $400 units. So which means that there's the market demand for that. But then, of course, our product is really straightforward. If we have the product that works, we have the production inventory, we should build a good enough team that's fan out the world to do demonstration, trade show, and so on, and fill the orders. So definitely, we will do that probably in the later part of 2022. Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Matthew.
Okay, I'm gonna open my kitchen, my
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And bring in. I try to get Trader Joe Fearless Flyers to write an article about this because simply I've been buying a lot of their champagne for testing, right? Because their champagne is like $5.99, and you can, and they're the same. So I buy by the case, and so that's a lot of fun. So I hope you see that have all these.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, I would thank you for that presentation, and I also am excited for the demo. Really innovative product, and thank you for that. So I'm just curious, what is your background, and why did you choose to become an entrepreneur? Like, what was that moment when you decided this was the path?
Thank you for that question. I came to this country from Vietnam so many years ago to go to school. After I get a PhD in genetics at University of California, Davis. I went to work in Washington, running a research lab. And then during the process, I inherited a bunch of Vietnamese refugee families, so I have to do something to support them. So the only way I support them at the time was they love how to eat bread, and I couldn't afford as a graduate student to get bread. So I said, I teach you guys how to make bread, and I make bread, and then what I need to get you guys to do something that works. So I opened a little business of selling bread and croissants. And of course, I thought I would do that for a little bit and go back to science, but the business took up so fast that I've been stuck with it for 30 years. So along the way, I miss being a scientist. I fool around in the bakery, inventing all sorts of things, because it's just a life version territory for innovative things. So finally, I retired in 2018. And I started a Homebrewer Lab to teach people how to brew beer. And then I started brewing beer, and I said, this is crazy. This is too much work and too much energy. So of course, as an inventor, I come up with a new way of brewing beer, basically using a modified pressure cooker. You can do everything from beginning to end in a 5-liter pressure cooker, and you can have beer ready in 5 days. Now, the problem with brewing beer in a pressure cooker under pressure is that how you get the beer coming out into your glass without foaming. So I have to solve that problem without a lot of beer lines. So I come with a special tap to do that. And from that, I took a class and I had to go out and do customer survey. It turned out that I can use that technology to solve a bigger, lower hanging fruit with the champagne, because more people drinking champagne than making beer. So then I figured out how to incorporate to the champagne bottle, and because the thing's really small, and voila, I have this this product. And the way it's worked here is, this is a fun project, because when I go out and tell people, people get really excited. This is the requirement. You're probably familiar with this. This is a $400 deal. This is our deal. And where is my champagne? Okay, and so for Corman, if you want to have a poor champagne, you have to depressurize it. and then you open the thing, and then you pour yourself a glass of champagne like so. And then you have to put this back on, and you have to slap it down. And this is my wife said it's a good nail breaker. And then you can press this on to pressurize it. And when the light turns green, you put it away, and then you repeat the process when you drink another glass of champagne. And for our thing, which basically like this, it's come like so. And if you want to drink a bottle of champagne, you take it out of your fish, and all you do is lift this over, and you just pour like so. And it's poured very slowly. And then when you're done, you close it, put it back down, and then you have yourself 2 glasses of champagne. So
Wow.
if you want to drink again, you just pour this. And 2 nights ago, I stay up late at night because I work with people from around the world, the team making this. And I have this bottle of champagne, has like this much champagne left, and I pour some myself with that. And it's so good, the last glass of champagne. And when I try to open this thing to remove it, the cork just pop up because this show has so much pressure left. So there is no need to use anything else, something like this, to inject CO2 gas because right now, if you drink 2 of these things, and honestly, this is this, you cannot tell the difference. I mean, I have done that to many people.
That's
And
awesome.
remember, if you compete, we come with this and this is $400, this is $30, we already win. Whether we
Right.
lose, right?
Amazing. Oh,
And and we win. So
thank you for that demonstration, Trong.
Now, this is a cold bottle of champagne. To show you how this works. You open this, you uncork the bottle of champagne, like that, and you take this from another bottle that I have, and you remove this, you put this on, this is out, and you hold this thing down, and you screw it down, right? And when you screw it, and that's it. And then if you want to pour your champagne, you turn this side up. Right now, it doesn't pour because it doesn't have a lot of pressure. There's a lot of headspace. So it doesn't come out very much. But if you want to go faster, all you have to do this. A couple of times, you build up the pressure, and then you pour. They go out more, right? But you need more head pressure. Like the head pressure is like a balloon. You need a bigger balloon. So this is it. And then when you store it upside down, so it doesn't lose anything. All right.
Wow. That's awesome, Trong. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to insert a question here real quick. And so I want to say, why do we have to wait till February to buy it?
Because it's very complicated. This project is actually, I think that it can be, I tried to get on Science Friday or because there's so much science to go into this process and so much fun about it. It's very difficult to get something to flow out slowly under pressure. And I managed to do that with the patent pending. This is we can apply the same thing on the soda stream. The soda stream, you carbonate your thing and you put the cap on the cap with the tap and the flow reducer.
Yeah.
So when you want to pour, you do this. So you see the magic is pour slow because if you go fast, you lose pressure. Yeah. Because 3 things will keep the carbonation in your liquid is temperature, pressure, and surface area. And if you go too fast, you create a lot of turbulence, you increase surface area, and then you lose gas. So if you want to brew fast, all you do is like this, and then it go fast.
But can you address the question of timeline?
The timeline, because they have many parts that have to manufacture the part. The tooling is very expensive, the mold very expensive, and the key component is made in the US, but other component made in China. Right now, they're a global issue. Get the people make it the right time.
Yeah.
So we're able to squeeze, and hopefully we get it in before Chinese New Year. But the key component of this part is made in the United States. So that,
Got it. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for that demonstration. Valerie, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I actually don't have a question, but I thought I'd share with you just a tiny slice of experience that I've had that relates to this in case it's helpful to you. Eons ago, I worked at Williams-Sonoma. And so
you
I
do?
was, yeah.
A long time ago.
I was on the floor, just a retail person, you know,
Yes,
not anywhere up on the levels, but just on the floor. But
Yes.
as a person on the floor, you know, we were expected to sell. And the best way for us to sell was if we knew the products really well. So they would give us these, you know, sometimes that we'll watch a video or have a little demonstration or a card or something that listed out the features and benefits of this product. And, you know, so like we were able to sell the knives because they had, you know, we knew them. So I'm sure you've got a whole marketing thought going on, but if you wanted to get into the Sur La Table and the Williams-Sonomas and all that, basically being able to hand to the staff on the floor the information they need to like share with with shoppers about that stuff could be helpful. Just I'm not trying to tell you what to do. That's not why we're here in 1 Million Cups, but I'm just maybe sharing something that might be helpful to you, that just having that information as opposed to just a product sitting there that we're just ringing up at the register, you know?
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, our product is really affordable. So wherever we sell, we plan to offer that to the sales staff like a gift. So they need to use it, and then they will sell it for us, for example.
Cool. Awesome. Jolene had a question.
Hi, Jolene.
She's lost her mic.
I know. I've lost it. Okay, I don't have a question. I just say I have to say I love everything about this, and you are like the best salesman ever. And I would buy probably anything from you. I enjoyed this so much. Like this has been like the most wonderful presentation. I loved it. I loved your graphic showing how it works because I got it right away. It was really clear, but the whole thing, I love it. That's all I need.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, the nice thing about this, another thing to everything about this is about women. So my wife told me, because when I go, I would tell them my beer guy about this, we don't drink champagne. We only drink champagne when we get married. So all we want to get the girl, we bring champagne to the girl, but otherwise we don't drink champagne. So our market is women, and women love this thing, and women love the price. Women don't want to break their nail with this thing, $400, and you have to insist you to get. So we want to do everything about it with you women, you know. I don't want to be the one that doing this. I want, you know.
So,
but you're so good at it. It's so right on. Like I want you to sell me this product. So
really?
Well, and I wonder, Trong, so one thing that comes to mind for me is like you have this really compelling product. Clearly, like in a very short period of time. I mean, I met you last week in a breakout room and I was like, take my money. I want to buy this thing. So I really I wonder if that time between that excitement and the availability of your product, like, is that going to be a problem for you? I'd be almost interested to crowdsource this from the rest of the group, right? Like, I literally want to give you my money right now because I have 4 bottles of champagne sitting in my wine rack that I'm waiting to open. You know, so
you will be my first early adopter.
I will be glad you reach out to me. I will send you my money. But I'm wondering if the like relationship of time, if anybody else has thoughts on that, if that would Like,
Well, very great question. But right now, what I do is I have all this part made by really expensive 3D printer from University of California, Davis Biomedical Lab. And the stuff on here is actually made for dental surgery things. So actually you can use it. It's expensive to use it. So every time I use it, every time I need modification, they do the printing for me and they charge me for that. So I able to have enough of these things that I can go around and show. So the fun part, just like right now, I have a great fun. You have fun, but I don't have more fun because, when you're like, I am an artist, a singer, so I love to perform, right? And I sing to my product, and this is a fun project. Everybody, people either love water or love beer or love champagne. I mean, I got, and we're the only one that have this, and we have a patent on it. So this is real. I just can do this all day. Serving when I go to make a fair to do my beer, the same thing happened. People just come out and serving beer. What I told them, you can't drink on here, you can taste, you can't swallow, but all the glass came back empty.
So in addition to the Kickstarter, have you thought about other ways that you plan on selling this product?
Yes.
Like, are you going to have it on your website? Are you going to have it? How else are you going to sell it initially?
Initially, I go to restaurants because I have the connection in the restaurant business, and so they all want to buy the things. So I go to kitchen supply store, and most tourist place have a nice kitchen supply or something. And people, when they're on tour, they're bored. They go to restaurant supply and they want to buy things that they don't see at home. So when I go to all these stores, San Helena, Napa Valley, Hillsborough, they all want to have this thing. When can we get it? We need it. There's nothing like that. And they love the price. Like I sell for $30 the retail, and they sell to them for 20. They make $10. And I can sell more, but I want more people to have this product. I can sell it for $30. But another important, but I have to solve another problem I want to share with you. This thing is really hard to clean because they have so many intricacies in them. So how to keep the thing clean. So I inventing a really simple way to sanitize it. After you're finished, you use a little soda bottle with a little cap. You inject the thing on this, and you turn it upside down, you squeeze the sanitizer through it, the kind of sanitizer we use in beer. You should flush all the thing out with sanitizer. You drain it, you close it, you stick it in your refrigerator, nothing can grow inside, ready to go for the next bottle. So that is, I even go beyond that phase, and I sell all sort of things. I can make a little rack and put in the refrigerator. You can hang on the tap. So when you want a champagne, you just stick the thing, you turn it, you can pour. So there are many little products that we can go around to keep it going.
That's smart.
So there's a lot of excitement
about this. Yeah.
Now champagne producer in Napa Valley love this product because I told them people will drink more champagne. When we have the thing, because they're not afraid to open it. Right now, if you live alone or you're older people, and I actually developed this project idea when my wife had breast cancer, and I lost a drinking partner. And I couldn't drink a bottle of wine. I couldn't drink a bottle of champagne. So I put a whole time working at home, caring for her. I'm fooling around with figure out a way how to overcome that. And that came from the fact that I had to figure out a way to, by myself, finish a whole bottle of champagne, bottle of wine.
Oh my gosh. I love that story. And that's a beautiful, like Tiara put in the chat. And there's, you'll want to make sure, Trong, that you save the chat because there's been some really fun ideas on how else you might be able to bring this out to.
Now, how do I do that? How do I save it?
So if you open up the chat, and this is good for everybody to know, on the far right of the chat, there's the 3 dots. And if you click that, you should be able to click save chat. And that will download it for you.
So don't close up the meeting too soon. Okay?
Don't worry, we won't. We won't.
Okay.
Don't worry. Well, how exciting is that? Anybody else wants to drink some champagne? Because I know I do.
I wish you guys could enjoy this champagne. I wish we can do this virtually.
Yeah.
At $5.99 a bottle, I can pour it all day.
That's true. Yep. Well, we always ask at the end, Trong, for our presenters to tell us, what can the 1 Million Cups community do for you?
And you already done. I want you to keep this idea. This is a new concept, and I want you to know, to remember the word champagne. Champagne, I made it up. The word champagne at the UR at the end, which is champagne. There's only one way to say that. You cannot say champagne. You have to say champagne, and it creates its own sound brand. Champagne, and amazingly, when I tell people, they can say that word very well. And then the next word I need people to remember: no more champagne. Naturally, we want to do that in many languages. We have different women speak in different language, like no more champagne naturally, and no more flash champagne. I'm sorry, no more flash champagne naturally, and that people have to remember. We make flash champagne public enemy number one, and we create a lot of women against flash champagne. Like that kind of campaign. It's kind of fun, right?
Well,
and
you'll have to let us know when your Kickstarter is live in February, because we've got a lot of folks who would gladly back that. I can't wait for whatever fancy, I'm going to buy the deluxe version.
We designed this so that we can put a cap on, I went to the Nordstrom cosmetic center because I think this is a woman, so I have to make this thing look really nice. So I designed this in where that you can put a shell, whether it's gold or a gold leaf or whatever on it with the branding on it, so it can be really fancy. And a lot of time people buy it for the fanciness. The economy standard version is $30, but the expensive version could be $100 because of the cladding, the metal cladding on it. And people would buy for gift. Most of the time when I tell people, women, they say, I want 10 of these things because I want to give to my friends, so that.
Yeah, totally. Oh, thank you so much for a great presentation, Trong. And if you had fun today and thought it'd be fun to share your product or, your ideas, it doesn't have to even be a business yet. It could just be ideas that you want to share with the community and get some feedback. Please go to 1millioncups.com/Seattle to apply. And we need folks to get involved. And so anything that folks can support or offer a task or a skill that you could help with, we'd love to have you. So email us at seattle@1millioncups.com. You've got our link tree, so feel free to bookmark that and join us again next time. And next week, we've got Smart Move. Is that how you pronounce it, Tiara? That's it. Okay, cool. And like Dan just mentioned,
I want to let you know that I am the patron of Million Companies the 4th time. So you will see me again. I have many crazy ideas. Good.
We'll be excited to see your next idea, Trong. So we'll see you next week. But we actually are taking a holiday break the rest of December. So next week will be our last meeting of December, and we'll make sure to send that out via email. And then Dan, I know we've only got a small group here today. So do we have a couple of breakout rooms for today? You are on mute, Dan.
All right, thought I clicked on it. I have 3 breakout rooms set up right now.
Cool. All righty, well, we'll head off to breakout rooms and we'll see you all next week.